Historic Lambeau Field. Fittingly, it butts up against Lombardi Avenue here in the heart of Green Bay, Wisconsin. Tonight, we begin Week 8 with a good matchup for you here between the Minnesota Vikings and the Green Bay Packers. Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports.
Fielded just outside the goal line.
Oh, a good-looking return set up here.
A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Rodgers going to the air to start things out.
And able to find Allen Lazard. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
Certainly no settling into the drive there. They came right out on the first play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a first down.
Just a yard or two shy of the 30.
15 more yards there, and quickly another first down.
Well, no slow start here. A couple nice chunk plays back-to-back.
I love the momentum that they're showing here early because they did it both ways, right? Threw the ball on first down for a nice chunk of yardage. Came right back and ran the ball. Looks like they've got the defense set back on their heels. Let's see if they can keep this moving.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
The Packers at 6-1 now through 7 weeks of the season. And they have certainly got it rolling as of late. Winners of 6 in a row.
And I think this is where, as a head coach, you show your team some trust. Instead of just talking about winning, the very next game, you point out to them, we're on a nice run here. And if we keep doing this, we'll be playing at home in the postseason. And we know that that could ride us all the way to the Super Bowl if we get that done.
An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? Because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
And a second effort gets it in. Touchdown, Packers.
Aaron Jones, his 7th rushing touchdown of the year. And the Packers will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight. Joseph connects on the extra point.
And it's now a 7-0 game.
Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Those defense for the Packers, they were terrific a week ago in the win over Washington.
And as in any game, takeaways are always a big key. They're always discussed on defense. There's an emphasis there, and they came away with 3 interceptions in that game.
And past the 40 before he's out of bounds.
Cousins in step with Jefferson that time. First down, Vikings.
Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1. First down, here's Cousins. Looking for Thielen, but it's intercepted. Rasul Douglas picks it.
And the Packers are going to take possession of the football.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball. And I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. So after the INT, it's Rodgers. Throwing left side, it's complete. Touchdown, Packers. A great effort there. His 4th touchdown on the year.
And the Packers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Joseph connects on the extra point.
And that'll make the score 14-0.
Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
Charles, it's kind of gut-check time. Look, I know it's early, first quarter, just their 2nd drive of the game, but they've already thrown the interception, given up the score. You're down double digits. They got to figure out something, and pretty quickly here.
No doubt about it, and when we look at that sideline, I'm sure you're observing the same thing I am. I don't like the body language at all. They look like they're in a state of stunned disbelief. So to me, we always talk about someone stepping up and making a big play. I think it would behoove them if multiple guys step up and make big plays right now. They need something positive to happen, and they need for it to happen now.
So roughing the passer call is accepted, and this officiating crew not making very many friends here with this crowd.
Yeah, we all know that everyone accuses the officials of kind of playing to the home team, but not in this case. They're just trying to administer the game the way it's supposed to be. That drew the flag.
And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up 2nd down.
One thing that you're going to see from this offense is that they love the matchup with their wide receivers against this secondary. That one wasn't successful, but don't expect them to back away from attacking all game long.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Give to Cook out of the gun.
And he'll be pretty well stopped in his tracks. Give him a yard up to the 42. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the 1st.
To throw, Cousins.
And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there. So on 4th down, Ryan Wright on to punt for Minnesota.
He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. Now here's Ross. It'll be a net of only 30 here. 40-yard punt, 10 on the return. And it'll be Packer football here. First down and 10. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line.
Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. A gain there of 21 yards. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. Good job there keeping him to a short gain. Of course, he's coming off a really terrific performance, reigning NFC Defensive Player of the Week.
And I know people get caught up in, well, if you're the reigning Defensive Player of the Week, you must have made a bunch of spectacular plays. Like you mixed in a few of those, but most of the plays are just like we saw there. Keep them to short gains, make the fundamental tackle.
62 yards rushing for him now as he has gotten the night off to a hot start. One thing's for sure, this defense has to figure out how to stop the ground game. He's eating him up here in the first quarter.
It looks like they have to go to different forces, aren't they? The conventional things aren't working too well. So I remember a coach of mine saying way back when a back's having a great game, you've got to get the ball out of his hands. See how far he can run without the ball. And what he meant was takeaways, knock it loose, because maybe you can't just stop him with just regular tackling.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. From the gun, it's Rodgers. He's got Watson. It's caught. Touchdown, Packers. A 14-yard touchdown. And the Packers have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. Joseph connects on the extra point. And that makes the score 21-0. Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. Kene Nwagu now out of his end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They come off a victory over the weekend, but now the quick turnaround here for this Thursday night game. How does that affect how teams like this approach these short turnarounds?
Well, wins and losses always factor into, how you're getting ready for the next game. But equally as important when you have the short turnaround, what is your injury situation? Are you losing key guys? And if so, how well have the backups prepared for this? Because you don't have much time to get them ready. They have to be ready before this week in order to play well in this game. I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, there's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
He rifles one that's intercepted. And the Packers are going to take possession of the football. Well, we've seen a lot of mistakes here in this first half, and another there on the interception.
Yeah, they're certainly starting to pile up, aren't they? Because, let's face it, we expect a miscue here and there, but they're already down 3 scores and still giving the ball away. If they want to get back into this one, they've got to take care of the ball, because right now the way they're playing doesn't say a whole lot for their chances.
14 yards, good for a Packer first down. Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. And just a couple yards there down to the 17.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. A solid pickup of 12 yards, and now they're knocking on the door. Rodgers throwing quickly out wide. That's a Packers touchdown. Aaron Rodgers, 3 first-half touchdown passes. And the Packers are able to add on to their first-half lead. Joseph connects on the extra point, and that makes the score 28-0. Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. Nwangu now from his end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they are over 500 for the season, 4-3. They got back above 500 with a victory last week. And, Charles, you think this is a very important week for them, do you not?
I certainly do, because when you start to do the math, and yes, I'm using my fingers to count. If you're 4-4 at the midway point, let's say you're saying 10 wins is your cutoff line for a playoff berth. It's usually right around that number. A loss here, all of a sudden you've got to go 6-2 down the stretch just to reach 10 wins. That means this game is vital.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
They certainly thought he had an open look beyond the first down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Here's Cousins. Packer pressure, and down he goes. Looks like a 9-yard loss, and it also brings up 4th. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. Ross on the return.
A nice run back there off the good punt. It's a 16-yard return.
And the Packers will have a short field to work with here as they take over 1st and 10. Rodgers now on 1st down. He's got the hook up to Lazard. And they'll be stopped right at the 30. On a play that started back at the 15, they pick up 15.
Let's just call it what it is. This has been a flat-out struggle for this defense all game long. They've really had a hard time slowing them down. And while I'm not big on speeches and guys jumping up and down, they might need their team leader on defense to get in their face right now and light a fire under these guys. They've got to start playing better assignment football and start getting guys on the ground.
Play action. Now it's Rodgers. That is caught inside the 5. Touchdown. 4 touchdown passes now for Aaron Rodgers.
And the Packers open the lead up to 34-0. Joseph connects on the extra point.
And the rout is on here in this first half.
Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. Nwangu now from his end zone.
Now a hit and a loose football. And the Packers pick it up. So they will set up shop. Excellent field position in the red zone at the 19-yard line.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20.
Now it's Rodgers. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. The pickup goes for 13 and sets him up 1st and goal. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. Here's Rodgers to throw. His pass caught at the 4. He'll get only 2 there, and it's 2nd and goal.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, and he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Taking it in from 4 yards out.
And the Packers have taken a 6-touchdown lead. Joseph connects on the extra point.
And the rout is on here in this first half.
Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. Nwangu now from his end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And last drive, 3 and out. Still a goose egg on the scoreboard. How do they break that goose egg?
They've got to find a way to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, get them some space, and try and make a first down and get some momentum going.
And the third interception thrown by Cousins. Picked off by Eric Stokes. And the Packers are going to take possession of the football. Well, there are several factors at play for why they face this deficit right now, Charles, but that's now 3 interceptions that he has thrown and just giving the football away pretty careless here in the opening half.
Yeah, I know that all of our parents taught us to share as youngsters, but in this game, you don't want to share with the other team. Keep it for yourself. Keep it for your team. Got to cut down on all of those throws, those errant passes, if they hope to get back into this game.
Give them 18 on that play, and Green Bay has the first as well. On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. Got a man, that's Lazard. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. A good pickup there, 21 yards. Here's 1st and goal, and gosh, points here, a chance maybe to put this thing away before halftime. Throwing now is Rodgers. He's got Watson. It's caught. Touchdown, Packers. Aaron Rodgers on fire, his 5th touchdown pass of the ball game. And the Packers would extend their lead here just before halftime. Joseph connects on the extra point, and a rout is on here in this first half. Nwangu now from his end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
So we're at halftime here at Lambeau with the Packers taking the lead to the break. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. The Vikings set to receive the second half kickoff, and they trail it here as we resume play. Nwangu now from his end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped it to 23. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 23. They'll try and start this drive in the air. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. Left side, Cook. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now Cousins. Throw left side complete. That's Osborne. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a 1st down. Cousins. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by Quay Walker. And the Packers will take over possession here up at the 44.
Well, I think everyone who's watching was certainly hoping to see things get a little bit better for them in this half, weren't we? But it was a downright miserable first half. This carried over with an interception to begin the second half. That's a defeated offense right there, and there's still a lot of game left. I don't think that's the last turnover we're going to see today, partner.
But he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Packers.
I know I should keep the
the hero that just scored, but tackling's been an issue for this defense all game long. I can't set that aside. We just saw it again here. Missed tackles leads to his long touchdown run.
Joseph connects on the extra point, and the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. Nwangu now from his end zone. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up third down. Now Cousins. And that will be incomplete. Another drive comes and goes. Still nothing on the scoreboard.
Yeah, when the second half comes, it's real easy to get discouraged and wonder if you're ever going to get things started. You just got to fight through it. Got to keep pounding away.
Cousins to throw for it on fourth. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Packers are going to get the football back in excellent field position. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll send a receiver in motion to the left. Now a first down carry by Jones. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Now a handoff as they run left side. And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Ross. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. Move the chains, a gain of 7 on 3rd down. These Packers and these Packer fans really thrive in the cold temperatures here at Lambeau. And their guys have the lead here with a 1st and 10. And he'll be out of bounds. 99 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
And that last carry puts him right at 100 yards for the game. So how has he done it? Because he's been patient, followed his blocks, let everything develop, and then burst through for big gains.
It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened.
And he'll take this one in for a Packer touchdown. Aaron Jones with career touchdown number 75. And the Packers extend their lead yet again. Joseph connects on the extra point, and the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. Nwangu now from his end zone. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
On 2nd and 9, Cousins. And he's got this to Jefferson. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a gain of 16, and the Vikings have the first down as well. First down, here's the run with Cook. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Off the play fake, Cousins. And he's going to lose yardage here, as they will switch ends as time has run out on this 3rd quarter of play. Back now at Lambeau. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided. So now after the sack, Cousins and the Vikings come up here 3rd and long. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Desperation time. Cousins on 4th down. And now here's another interception. Picked off by Avonte Maddox. And the Packers are going to take over a couple of yards shy of midfield. So good field position for the Packers as they come up 1st and 10. Just shy of midfield at the 48. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain. 2nd down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
On 3rd down, they're going to run for it here. And to the 49-yard line, but no further. And obviously, he is well short of the 1st. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down. Here's Pat O'Donnell now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Vikings will be backed up deep to begin their drive as they take over 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19.
throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. And taken at the 46. That'll be a 41-yard punt, just 1 yard on the return.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
Here we go.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. CD, I mean, they have just been scoring at will. It's been score after score after score, and a lot of times we use the term blowout for a lopsided ball game. And this has kind of gone past that. I think we're in historic territory right now.
You nailed it. Historic territory. Perfect phrase for what we are watching. If this were a movie, what kind of rating would we put on it? Who would you allow to watch what we're watching right now? Let's hope this one gets over fast, because this game, well decided a long time ago.
The 2nd down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Now a look at the backup, Jordan Love. He's got a man, complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. They chalk that one up as a gain of 34 on 3rd down. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down.
Love going to give this one to Jones.
Pushes him over. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds.
117 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on. Jones.
Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 2nd and goal now as they look to add a few more points here onto their total. Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal. And they take a knee. From back at the 2, here's 3rd and goal. And they will take a knee here.
Here's Greg Joseph now to try the field goal.
From the left hash, he'll have to cut this at a tight angle.
Joseph's got it.
And that will extend their lead even further.
Well, ultimately, not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
I hate to say it, but at this point, I don't really know that they're playing to win with this deficit in the 4th quarter. They're just trying to erase that 0 on the scoreboard, Charles, and get some type of momentum to carry into the film session tomorrow.
If you get any type of points on the board, it'll count as a moral victory, although no one will talk about that in the post-game press conference. That's not something you mention in the NFL. And this loss, it already stings and will for a while, but everyone on that offense knows it'll sting a lot worse if they don't put some points up on the board.
Looking for more there on 1st down, but this throw downfield, incomplete.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
Throwing again, Cousins on 2nd and 10.
And he's just throwing the ball up for grabs now. Fortunately, that one going to fall incomplete.
So now 3rd and 10. They had the big play to start the drive, but 2 incompletions since. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
4th down, Cousins.
Open here, Adam Thielen.
And he is going to pick up the Vikings' first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive.
Cousins gives way to Cook.
And able to get this to the 31.
So it's all over.